Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I love bit sets as much as the next guy. I've had this thing forever. Old Milwaukee, back when they had the heavy plastic with the rubber bumpers, but most of these just have Phillips and slotted and some squares and a few other odds and ends. But there are better ones. This one is in my range bag. It's actually fairly comprehensive for everything I might need for that arena, but inexpensive, not a daily driver. These just don't last as long, these inexpensive bits, but you can get a good set for 15-20 bucks, something like that. This is one of my favorites. This is the Mac. This actually has pretty much any bit you might need, plus a couple of drivers. This Mac ratcheting driver is good, but it's certainly not as good as, I don't think, as the Snap-on in terms of feel and performance. But this whole thing sells for like 125 bucks, something like that. It's a bunch of bits and a couple of drivers. I don't use this one not that much, you know, and that's a marginal driver. So if you want to spend a ton more, you can get this Snap-on. This one runs the gamut with two ratcheting drivers. Both of these drivers are expensive. I mean, they're pushing close to 100 bucks a piece, a bunch of extensions, and then the bit set, which is pretty limited, which is interesting because you've got way more emphasis with the drivers than in the bits. However, check this out. This is the Sunex bit set, and this is a 208-piece bit set. And there is some redundancy, especially in those bits that you might end up chewing up or using the most. But overall, for the price, this is a great deal. I mean, it's a better deal than my my bit holder here. And this actually has not only, you know, traditional and security bits across Torx and slotted and Phillips and Tozzi and all, you know, and spline, but it also has both SAE and metric in the small ratchets or small, you know, socket drivers, all with those with the kind of the quick lock mechanism to use both in drills and in different adapters. Has a magnetic adapter. This is probably the only real weak spot, and there's nothing really wrong with it. They're just better ones on the market. But overall, for the price, this thing sells for a little over 50 bucks, which is not bad for 208 pieces, you know, in a blow molded case. And I was actually thinking, who puts these in here? I don't think a robot does it. And I started to feel kind of bad for the person in Taiwan, which is where this is made, who probably has to load each one of these bits somehow by hand. By the way, each one, if you look close, is marked with the S2 steel and the type of bit. And if you look, that's a pretty significant mark too. So they are taking this seriously, which is great. But anyway, I've heard of these dropping under 50 bucks on sale on Amazon. It doesn't have a piano hinge. Instead, it's just got that kind of flimsy plastic, but I've had those hold up for years. Decent set. Sunex makes good tools, inexpensive, but for the price, this allows you then to choose what driver you want. So, you know, a lot of times I'll have, you know, a decent Snap-on driver, or better yet, maybe the one that articulates. However, for the price, solid case, high performance, S2 steel. This is the Sunex 9729 208-piece bit set for a reasonable price. And a lot of times you might only use these a few times, maybe a month or a year during whatever job. Some of them you use a lot harder, but as you can see, I'll hold this up and let you take a gander at all of those different bits that are in this. All the different sockets, the longer ones, and as you can see, like there's redundancy. I have 3 number 2 Phillips. That's not bad because that's probably the first one to burn out. A couple of T20s, 3 T20s there, 3 T30s. You can see that. There's some redundancy where it's needed. Anyway, I've been looking at this set for quite a while and finally pulled the trigger on it. It seems like a good solid set. It's a heavy blow molded case, highly organized, and Sunex does have a warranty. I don't know how it works on these, but Sunex does have good quality, and it's affordable, and it's Taiwanese made. If you've got experience with it, let me know. If not, there's a link below if you're curious about it. And with that, Doc out.